Alright guys, day 16 of Unprofitable Diaries, which is a series where I cover everything I've learned so far. As an unprofitable day trader, I am not profitable. I'm not trying to make you guys profitable by talking about these conferences. I talk about them to make sure that I get it in through my head and it stays there and I get it so you guys maybe can learn something, I don't know, but that's not the point of it. And I do this so you look back on later and to have some content and to just show how much I've learned so far as a 60-year-old day trader. I've been studying day trading for a year now. In a couple of weeks, I've been doing for a year. And in today's video, I'll be covering something that not everyone needs to use, but only people who trade correlating assets. Now, before I get into it, I just want to talk to you guys about thank you so much for the support so far. I've starting to get some use, but I just have to print it out for me to get some attention. But make sure to subscribe and like this video if you guys want to see more of this. I'll just put out as often as I possibly can. I think I have planned 42 videos in total in this series, and then I'll also be doing recaps of trading, etc. And if there's anything that I have missed that I'm talking about in a wrong sense, or if something I've misunderstood, please let me know down in the comments below or DM me on social media. I would absolutely appreciate that because then I would learn something. And yeah, let's get into the video. Now, SMT divergences, short and simple, is when correlating assets behave differently. So, in order to know what SMT divergences is, we need to know what a liquidity sweep is. But we talked about that in a couple of videos before this, which is when we either take out a low, which is we go below and then go up again, or we take out a high, which is when this is a high, blue, black candlestick, move up and move down. We go up and then down again. That is a liquidity sweep and a liquidity sweep. Now, a SMT divergence is when one asset, actually I think maybe we should cover when one asset sweeps a high or low and the other correlating asset does not sweep the same high low. This is a strong sign of reversal, but it has to be in context with other confluences. So you cannot only trade with the SMT divergence. You will also need maybe a break of structure and maybe a retracement and just these other things that I'm talking about and that other traders are talking about. At least that's my understanding. So what are correlating assets? I know a few. I actually just know two pairs that are correlating, or two pairs times two pairs. So I know that NQ and ES, which is the Nasdaq index, and the SMT 500 index is one, and then we have Euro USD and GBP USD. And a correlating assets also means that they move almost the same. They almost have the same price action. So when NQ, just so you know, Nasdaq I call NQ, and S&P 500 I call ES, and then it's just Euro USD. I either call it Euro USD or I call it EU because the first letter of Euro is E and the first letter of USD is U. So if so, then I'll call it NQ, ES, EU, GU. Alright, but sometimes I'll maybe say Euro USD and GBP USD and Nasdaq and S&P 500. Doesn't matter. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq index, NQ and ES, we just have to make sure we understand that they move same. They move the same almost all the time. When Nasdaq, as you can see, it's almost the same price action. USA Tech is NQ, the Nasdaq, and USA 500 is the ES or the S&P 500, and they move almost the same. So when NQ goes up, the S&P 500 almost always goes up. But we can take advantage of when we do not have the same price action on these two assets. And just basically what this means is, I'm just going to keep it simple. When one asset sweeps a high or a low and the other one doesn't, it is a sign of reversal. I'm actually going to take up trade sell. Oh my god. Wrong site. I'm going to open trade seller. Because we can actually use this easier because I have split screen on here. To back testing, and then we'll just take this one. Then we have Nasdaq index here and the S&P 500 index here. And let's see if we can find, as you can see, this is almost the same price action. This move down on ES, this move down on NQ, then we have this move up on NQ and ES, then we have these two candlesticks down on NQ and ES. But let's see if we can find some in some SMT divergences here. Maybe if we go on the 4 hour, we can find something. I think there was a couple of SMTs lately. Okay, there's nothing there. Why can't I just find, bro? No. Bro, there's literally no one I can find right now. January 26th. That is that high. And that is that high. Alright, here we have one. So, as you can see here, is that one? Yeah. We have a high here. And we have a high here. On ES, we do sweep it because we go up here and we go down again. But the same high on NQ is untouched. We do not touch it. We go up, but we do not sweep it. This is an SMT divergence. And how I mark out the SMT divergence is I take from this high down to this one where we did not sweep it. And then I take it here on the other asset. I take it down from here up to where we swept it. And then I have a template called SMT Divergence, so it says SMT. This is a strong reversal sign, and you do not actually know how long the reversal will be, but we know that after an SMT Divergence with other conferences, there is a high probability that we will at least print a couple of bearish candlesticks. And as you can see, after the SMT, we sweep, then we start to return, and then we actually go bearish for some candlesticks. And once this move is done, then the SMT is invalidated. So then there's no more SMT. So then you can remove them again. And also, I know that people is talking about which one is the lagging index and which one is the leading index. Now, the leading index is the one that sweeps, and the lagging index is the one that doesn't sweep. And many people is talking about which one is the best one to take the trade on if you do want to find out which one to trade on. But for me, I've actually just figured out that because if some people say that you should take the trade on the lagging index because it hasn't swept, so it's just ready to just go down now or something like that. But I've just taken the trade on the one that looks the cleanest, basically. And this probably works on, I've seen a couple of examples on the EU and GU too, but I have not back tested it, so I do not want to talk about it, and I do not trade EU and GU, so I do not want to express anything. I do not want to say anything about it because I am not sure about it. But I do 100% know that this is an SMT divergence, for example. It was pretty hard to find this example actually. Yeah, we have another one right here, just underneath. This is a low, and we have a liquidity sweep because we go underneath and then we go up. Now the same low as you can see here, January 26th is here, and as you can see, we sweep it on here. So we do this because we sweep it. That is the leading index, but as you can see, ES did not sweep that low. So that is the lagging index. And what happens after this SMT divergence? We rally up, which is the reversal sign. And this is simply just another way for you to know what the probability of price going in either direction is. And then with these liquidity sweep, order block, breaker block, for value gap, inverse for value gap, breaker structure, and then a couple more. I've got a couple called equilibrium and one called 79% extension, and then there's some accumulation, manipulation, distribution movement. Then you actually do have like the strategy blocks, and then you put the strategy together afterwards, and you you simply know. And then you simply put it together, and then you back tested it, and if the strategy has a reasonable win rate, then you can use it. But this video was just a video about SMT divergences. I do not want to talk anymore. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys want to support this content. My name is Matthias Alban, and I'm a 16-year-old unprofitable day trader. And this series, I cover all the basics that I have learned so far, everything I've learned so far as a 16-year-old unprofitable day trader who has been studying day trading for a year. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join our Discord server down below, our community, so we can get a big community built. I'm planning my short form content creation now. I'm thinking about starting to post that. It'll probably be very cringe in the beginning, but who cares, because one day it's all going to pay off. This series, this channel, we go from unprofitable to profitable. No matter if you're unprofitable or profitable, you're welcome here. And if you have any questions or you have anything you want to tell me that I have missed, please comment down below or contact me on social media, DM me, and DMs are open, so I'll just get back to you. But yeah, that's going to be everything for this video. In tomorrow's video, I'll be talking about equilibrium, and I'll see you tomorrow.